on, guys? I wanted to give you a quick review video today of this super hot product that has been all over TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you can think of, you name it, it's been there, and that is the SaunaBox. So just starting from the outside, you can see it is pretty sleek. It's got this nice black polyester material that'll line pretty much all around it, as well with this little thin window that actually has Velcro along the sides here that you can use to open from the inside. Let's see if I can open that a little bit. So in case it gets a little too hot, too steamy in there, you can feel free to let some out, or of course just use these zippers, which actually have one on the inside as well in case you feel, a little too warm. Using this tape measure here, I've measured it to be about 6 feet and about 4 inches tall. So anyone who's worried about it being too short or anything like that, it should be a decent size for a lot of you taller ladies and gentlemen out there. So of course, going back to the inside, we can see it has that same nice polyester material throughout, all the way around the top, and of course on the inside here. And again, you can see that Velcro there, so if it does get a little too warm, feel free to just peel that back, give you a nice little window right through here. So now of course comes the accessories, or what just comes with the SaunaBox. So as you can see here, we have this little sweat mat here at the bottom with SaunaBox written right on there. Pretty much just a thin little mat used to kind of keep the sweat all in one place. Another thing I did notice that I think would be nice to mention is that you can see that this little bottom liner here is a bit thin. So you can kind of see through it into a bit of the flooring on the garage here. So you do need to be a little bit careful with what you set this on, and be sure not to like drag it around or anything like that. And of course with that comes the SaunaBox chair, as well as the SaunaBox towel. So of course some of the main benefits of a steam box or tent, sauna, anything of the sorts, is actually the health benefits that it has, whether it be helping you with your skin, your sleep, or you're simply trying to just detox, just really sweat, get all the toxins, all that gross stuff out of you. This thing has been absolutely wonderful in helping me with all three of those. So one of the nice things I actually like to do, which is a little like added bonus, is actually adding your own essential oils into, of course, the little steam unit there. Just adding a few drops is almost like putting yourself in this big humidifier, similar to something you might have on your bedside table. So of course, before I get this thing started, just to show you guys how well this thing actually works, I wanted to go over a few common questions that I also had before buying this. So number one is how to dry it, whether it's indoors, outdoors, what's the best way to go about that? Personally, for me, I've had zero issues of any mildew, smell, mold, anything like that, simply just because, as you can see at the top, the zipper actually lines all the way around at both the the top and the bottom. So simply, if it's outdoors, you can just open it up, have a nice breeze come through, dry it down very well. Of course, to take the extra precaution, you could also just take the SaunaBox towel that comes with it, or a towel of your own, give it a quick wipe down. So of course, the second thing is just how big is it? On their website, they do market it as being about 6 feet, 2 inches tall. So me being about 5'7", I do get a good bit of additional height here. So of course, I don't have any problems. So for any of you taller guys, shouldn't be much of an issue either. Now measuring it from the outside, from the bottom to the top, I measured about 6 feet and 4 inches. So anywhere within that range. Of course, you will be seated, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you are, or you do prefer standing, obviously you can take that into account. Now, as far as the actual inside, I do get about a good arm's length across, and I don't really even reach the corner from my corner. Again, I am 5'7", so I'm probably not the largest, but I can get pretty far across and still have plenty of room within. So of course, last but not least, and most importantly, is actually how hot does it get within once it's all zipped up and you actually have it going. So on their website, they do mark it at being at about 130 degrees with 100% humidity. Now, of course, whether you have it inside a garage or you do plan to have it outdoors, that will depend. Of course, if it's windy, snowy, rainy outside, depending on the season you're actually using it, that will of course depend on how warm it does get inside. Having it indoors absolutely, I've had no problems with it. And I will actually be doing a temp test for you guys while I'm in there just to show you just how warm it actually gets. So of course, the most important thing is obviously the humidifier here. So pretty much how it works is, of course, you have your power button, your level buttons, and your times. So as far as level goes, they range anywhere from level 1 to 7, depending on how comfortable you are with saunas, steam rooms, or whatever type of experience you have. And then of course your time ranging up to 30 minutes. Basically how it works is, of course, you have these 3 little, I guess, indents you could say here, where you just twist it to the right to lock it in to keep the steam built up in here. And here is where you'll fill your water. Of course, you can see your max fill line here. So of course, depending on the time or how much water you really want to put in here, you could definitely just fill it to max and just repeatedly use it throughout the next few days, depending on how often you like to use it. And how it'll work is we'll actually go through this tube here, through this little connector on the outside, which leads you to the inside. And of course, this here is where the steam will actually come out of while you're seated. So of course, I like to kind of just throw it in the corner. Now, of course, to get it started, I already have my water filled in on the top. You can simply press the power button here. We'll have it set to level 7 just to show you guys how warm and steamy it does actually get. And I'll personally set mine down to 30 minutes. Next, take your lid, of course, put it in. Seal it in nice and tight. It's a little difficult to do with one hand, but as you guys can already probably hear, it's already starting to get going. With a matter of 10 to 15 minutes, I'll be back to show you guys where it's at. So it's been about 15 to 20 minutes now, and as you can see, it is already super steamed up through this once clear or transparent window here. Of course, I do have my little thermometer here. I will show for you guys right after this big reveal of all the steam. It's a little hard to see, I think, because of the lighting. If we were to get a temperature of it from what we can get right now, we got about 113.4, so pretty warm. I am gonna hop in there, get a quick clip for you guys just to show you how warm it is after, of course, we have the door closed. So it's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, without a doubt, it is very, very steamy here, very warm. I'm already starting to sweat a good bit. You can kind of see it in the hair as well. Very warm, very steamy. Now, of course, we are gonna go ahead and do our little thermometer check one more time. Now, it does only say 96, which is a little surprising because it does feel a bit warmer than that in here. But of course, that could just be from the overall humidity. So it did not hit that 130 degrees as it did have marked, but of course there is no doubt it could feel like 130 degrees. Either way, whether you're new to this or you've experienced something like this before, it is still very warm and still without a doubt will definitely do the job. So I just topped out and I gotta say that that was super relaxing. All those benefits I mentioned earlier, I'm already feeling them. That's just how well I feel this thing actually works. I mean, SaunaBox has really put it together here, really worked out the kinks, really put their all into this. This isn't some basic cheap cloth or just some basic little steam kit there. I mean, all of it very well put together. If you are thinking of picking one up for yourself, feel free to use the link down below as well as my code. And of course, if you did like this video, feel free to give it a like, subscribe, comment, share it with someone else who might even be looking into a SaunaBox themselves. And with that being said, take care.